everyone, it's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back for another MTGO League. Now, it had been a while since we've played any Vintage on the channel. I was playing quite a bit, well, not quite a bit, but a lot more than normal around the time of Eternal Weekend North America, so September, early October, just for the crazy off chance that I would get to play in Vintage Champs. Unfortunately, it did not come to pass. I couldn't get anyone to lend me Power 9. Maybe next year, we'll see. And then I kind of just fell off from the format and devoted any time I did have to play to Legacy. So I've been kind of out of touch with Vintage for the last 3 or 4 months. And since we have a Dealer's Choice League today, I thought it'd be really fun to check back in on Vintage, because I like to do a wide variety of stuff, and we've done Modern somewhat recently, some pre-Modern, and we haven't done Vintage in a long time, so let's check it out. Of the Vintage decks featured here on the channel, it's really just been two. It's been Thieves of Time and Doomsday. And since Thieves of Time is very similar to Grixis Control in that it requires a lot of format knowledge and other stuff that I'm not really equipped to digest tonight, because the league ends. I only really have tonight to make this video. The league is ending tomorrow at noon when Lorwyn Eclipse to release. That will be a lot of fun. I thought it would be a lot better to play Doomsday, because I have a lot more experience with the deck, and I can just more proactively go after lines that win rather than try to play control or, stuff like that. That being said, I have not really updated the list at all. I don't really feel qualified to update the list. I think I went up to 4 ley lines just because, if I'm up against a deck that cares about that, just having the redundancy over there should be good for someone who is not really in touch with the format. And then I've also been unsure about this one stock up. I think that could probably be a better card. In fact, let's just play... Well, I do like stock up for its utility in some lists. Sometimes it can help you beat Orcish Bowmasters, but I think if stock up can do that, I've realized that Time Walk can probably do it as well. So let's cut stock up and play a second Preordain, see how that feels. I also have been back and forth on Skull, but people have convinced me that it is in fact a good card. I always knew Skull was good, I just never really felt like it was that good in Doomsday, where your draw step is actually kind of nice, and you do move cards around a lot, and sometimes the life loss is a bit of an ask. But I think the reality is I was just hitting some strange running where I would skull 6 or 7 cards, and they wouldn't win me the game, when 6 or 7 cards in Doomsday should win you the game. So we'll try this one again. I think it might have been in the last video too, because I think this is pretty much what I would have brought to Eternal Weekend. I have a lot of the deck. Maybe not a lot of it, but yeah, look at that. Steel Sabotage. I bought a fucking Steel Sabotage to play Vintage Champs, and I didn't get to do it. Jesus Christ. Maybe next year, though. For anyone who's not familiar with Doomsday, it's a very non-violent deck. We're just trying to empty our library with Doomsday, pick 5 cards, work through them, cast Thassa's Oracle, which says if your devotion to blue is equal to or greater than the number of cards in your library, you win the game. It's pretty cool stuff. In the sideboard, we have a Murktide Regent pivot. We'll see when and where that becomes applicable. I usually like to do that against stuff like control decks. The Lurrus decks don't really like Murktide very much. I don't know if this is any different, but the Lurrus decks had really moved away from white before Eternal Weekend North America. At least that was my impression. I'm not an expert. I could be wrong about that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But Swords of Plowshares wasn't a huge presence in the Lurrus decks, so Murktide turned out to be quite nice in that matchup. And I generally like that matchup too, as long as they don't have like 5 force effects and a Mindbreak Trap and a lot of crazy stuff. The other kind of question about the list is Steel Sabotage versus Consign to Memory. I think I landed on Steel Sabotage because I paid so much money for them. I was like, I'm running this no matter what, god damn it. But in all seriousness, I think they're both good at different things. I like Steel Sabotage a little bit more than Consign. Maybe even want to do a 1-1 split. Who knows? But one thing is for sure, or one thing I really hope happens when I queue into this league, is I get to cast Ancestral Recall, because that's always a delight. Alright, if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the Patreon. I just got notified that I have over 100 free members. If even a small amount of y'all want to just pledge $2 a month or something, it'd go a huge way to help the channel out. And it's not for nothing either. You got a lot of cool stuff. Private Discord server. We're on the real cutting edge of competitive Magic over there, but you gotta join to see what we're talking about. Alright, haven't played Doomsday in a minute. Really excited to bring this back to the channel. This is Vintage Doomsday. Let's check it out. Welcome to the league, everyone. I'm on the play. A good place for Doomsday. And I'm on the play and there's a long pause. Must mean I'm playing against Lurrus. Yep. I would like to keep this hand. Oh wait, there's no force. Yeah, I'll throw it back. I'll try it. Bottom Mystical Tutor, I think. I don't think I can afford to lose more value. What if they force this? They don't. They're F6'd. If I brainstorm into, like, land Dark Ritual Doomsday, I could win right now if they're F6'd. Damn close. Alright, put back. I'll have to redraw all this stuff, since brainstorm is the fixed ancestral, but that's fine. I mean, I could still hit... No. I mean, this was a good turn. It's like we didn't even mulligan. Double Street Wraith is also cool. Mana Crypt? Okay, so this is fast Lurrus. It's not Lurrus control. Might explain the F6. I'm leaning towards pitching Thassa's Oracle, because I think Ponder has solid odds of finding Doomsday. Volcanic Island. Stock up. You let it go. My general philosophy is that if you can interact with stock up on a 1-for-1 basis, you do it, but I really don't want to force it. Unless it's like a weird situation if they have like Omniscience out and they'll probably find an Emrakul or something like that. That's like a legacy thing though. Okay, cast Ponder. Yep, there we go. Geez. They're representing Flusterstorm. I don't know if Fast Lurrus plays Flusterstorm. I hope they don't. Okay, so here we go. Dark Ritual, Doomsday. Well, I think if they had Fluster, they'd snap it off, right? Let's force a will. Yeah, I'll force back. It's resolving. It's resolving. Take Oracle, Ancestral. I could even Gush, so I could Street Wraith into Ancestral, and then if that doesn't work, I can Gush. And then if I don't need to do that, I can just take this Force of Will. And of course Black Lotus, so I can actually cast my game-winning spell. Alternatively, yeah, I think that's fine. So I want Force on bottom, then Lotus, then Oracle, and then these two. Street Wraith, Ancestral, Lotus, crack for blue, play the Oracle, trigger, swords, cycle Street Wraith, trigger, tight. Very nice turn 2 win. Kind of everything happened like I said I wanted it to. Like when I noticed they were F6, I was about to Ponder, but I brainstormed because they were F6. I mean, would it have been a better Ponder? Probably. Because I ended up just drawing through all that stuff anyways with Ancestral, but I don't know, it kind of worked out. Let's take Sabotage and Force. Or Mana Crypt Lurrus. Makes me think of like the Underworld Breach Lurrus decks. So maybe you don't need Steel Sabotage. Is Leyline any good? I feel like that's trying to fight the wrong thing. Maybe I'll take Thoughtseize. I think I don't want Daze or Chain of Vapor. Huh. Yeah. This could be wrong. Probably is. Hand is good if I get a turn. I don't really want to throw this back. Okay. Looking good. Having Flusterstorm is a very nice thing in this format. Play Sapphire. I'm going to Gitaxian Probe using Phyrexian mana. Oh, interesting. 4th Aerolingus, 2 Flame of Anors. So Mana Crypt is just in some fair decks, it turns out. Okay. Cast Ponder. Yeah. I'm weirdly not really close to this dig through time, but I think I still take it. And what would I want Mental Misstep for? If I really want it, I can reach for it with Street Wraith, even though I'd like to preserve Street Wraith for, you know, winning on the same turn I cast Doomsday. Generally in Vintage, I don't ever do a pass the turn Doomsday. It's quite different than Legacy, where a lot of the time you do pass the turn. They put a Mox Jet on top. What's going on? Is this just a tiny 4th Aerolingus? Not into my open mana, surely. So they're probably just going to try and draw 2 on the end step. It's pretty good. Or right now. No. Thassa's Oracle is a really good blocker against 4th Aerolingus. Their hand is stacked. But yeah, I think I can get them tapped out by casting Dig Through Time on their end step. That probably won't be at the end of their next turn, but it might be. Maybe if they cast like Ancestral as well. Also, I have Hardcast Force Negation, but I don't think that's important. I think I'll just fluster this. Mana Blowout. Wee-oo. And you can't force back. Saga. I think I'm pitching Oracle here. Well, I don't know. Let's pitch Mental Misstep. Hope I don't regret that. Alright, pass the turn. Draw a card, pass the turn. And we'll set up our Dig Through Time here. I'm hoping they think they can't interact with this, or can't afford to, rather. But I have a feeling they will. It's just a lot of selection, you know? Yeah. Alright. Big draw step. Not quite right. Cycle that. Force of Will is fine, but we're gonna lose to these constructs. I'll play Thassa's Oracle. This is terrible, though. They might have tried to counter it if they thought my last card was Decon. It's not. Do I just take Dark Ritual? Try and resolve Doomsday with Force backup? I guess so. This is not good. They're floating mana. That is not good. They have a Soul Ring. That is not good either. A lot of things that are not good. The hell is this? PO? Well, I mean, we'll lose if that resolves too, so... Force PO. With their floating mana, I'm thinking they're going to cast Flame here. And hopefully they don't hit. 3 cards in hand. And this is a flimsy Doomsday. Got no cards in hand. Resolved. That is step 1, I suppose. Fluster. I do have a lot of Blue Devotion, I will say. Is Fluster good enough? Probably not. Probably just need the hard counters. Although it is a blue spell, and there really aren't enough cards here. And I can't risk not taking the Lotus, I think, because they likely have Wasteland, Strip Mine, even Flame of Anor, Destroy the Sapphire would complicate things. Could take Thoughtseize, that actually might be good, but if they're going to interact with anything, I think it's going to be Ancestral. Yeah. We can put Thoughtseize last, I guess. This does make sense. But yeah, it does, because there's no force anymore. So maybe Fluster should be last. Talked myself into it. Nope. Nope. There we go. I'm not going to deal 18 damage before that Doomsday pile runs out, so... I mean, it's possible they just drew a bunch of lands off the Flame of Anor. You never know. Okay. Activating Flood Strand, Ancestral themselves, Mana Crypt, 4 cards in hand, stock up. Yeah, I think they'll have at least 1 Force blue card here. I can pay for Flusterstorm at least. I don't have to worry about getting Ancestral either, because they already did that too. Mindbreak Trap, sure. Okay, your turn. No, maybe I should be attacking. They lose like every Crypt Flip. Oh my god. PO. You know, I have a feeling they're going to be able to do their thing now. I was serious when I said it was a flimsy Doomsday. Like, those situations don't usually win. We can just go to the next game. Like, it's one thing if, like, they're just going to, like, set up a defense in hand, but they're gonna go through a bunch of like resolving spells and all this stuff. It's not worth sitting through. They'll be able to stop a spell. Don't worry about it. Really glad I didn't bring in the leyline though. My God. If it's all about going fast, like a turn 1 is not unheard of here. I'm gonna bring in daze and then cut probably both force negations. Turn 2 is not also not impossible. So I guess I'll keep the card disadvantage tutors in. Turn 1 skull. Sure, no backup. They kept 7. Some good rebuild potential cards here though. Oh, okay. Skull. Let's go down to 14. Dark Ritual, Street Wraith, Doomsday, Ancestral, Black Lotus. Okay, yeah, just clearly proving what I said in the deck tech. No protection though, so this could get interesting. Let's discard Mystical Tutor, Undercity Sewers because that enters tapped, and then one of the delve spells, probably Treasure Cruise. Those are never getting cast. I'm hoping they devote resources to destroying my skull. I don't think they will, but that's a pretty imposing situation over there. Cast Lotus. Cast Ancestral. Why didn't they do anything? You don't just let your opponent Ancestral. Alright. Be that way. Activate this for black. Cast Dark Ritual. Cast Demonic Tutor. Okay. Well, I don't have a blue card. I mean, a blue source, so I guess I'm getting Force of Will. Something doesn't feel right here. Could also get Thoughtseize, but that would be the end of my fun. I got Force. Cast Doomsday. There's the Mindbreak Trap. Force of Will. Exile. Brainstorm. Now they fluster. Okay. Let's see the targets. All on Doomsday. Okay, cool. I'll let that go. Yield to all, we'll say, in fact. Alright. I guess I'll skull up a new hand. Let's go to 10. Ah, damn. It's like they're about to not play around days, but now they are. Oh, okay, no, they ended up not playing around days. I will daze. Academy is off for now. Skip my draw step. I don't really... I'll skull 1. It's another land. Really counting on dig through time to do it here. They put a card on top. Wait, where's Undercity Sewers? It's in exile. Oh yeah, that's right. I did that. I remember doing that. Okay. I could hit Jet. No. No, I could not. I could not do that. I'm gonna cast Dig Through Time right now. Pyroblast. Fine. These Street Wraiths are not looking good. I have a lot of concerns right now. There's Doomsday, but it's just like all lands now. This is really bad. I need them to not have anything. If they don't have anything, we can do this. Merchant Scroll? What do they want? Force of Will? I'm almost locked out of playing. Long pause. Oh, Ancestral. And they're Ancestraling themselves. This could work out for us. I don't know. They don't have any blue up. I think we gotta go for it. Hope this works. Doomsday. Oh my god, it's working. Ancestral, Lotus, Oracle, Fluster. I will not be able to force. So, Daze. Yeah. I already have the Oracle in hand. Maybe I'll just take another Daze. There is not another Daze. It got exiled. Okay. Can't Thoughtseize, can't force. Yeah. Guess this is it, huh? Don't even know why I'm taking this Oracle. Can't think of anything else more helpful, though. Pedal, I guess. What is that gonna do? Pay for days? I don't know. Guess Sapphire is better. Uh, Gosh, I think we're in there. Believe they're Ancestral Mist. Oops, I didn't play the Sapphire first, but it's because they were F6'd. Oh yeah, no, the Sapphire was the right thing to do, I think, because... Oh shoot, my opponent asked me some cool questions, but it seems like the chat is done. So if you happen to see this video, Manus, I think if you had Mindbreak Trap and Fluster, yeah, you probably could have gotten me in a bind there. I was typing out, I think it depends if I had the life to Thoughtseize at that point. I don't really remember. These Street Rays were basically dead in my hand. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. We're starting out this league 1-0 though, round number 2. This time I am on the draw, so unclear if it's a Lurrus deck or not, but it is. Not really surprising. They're taking a mulligan. I'm going to try and leverage this because I have 2 Street Wraiths and then a Ponder, Forced Blue card, Decon. Like, this hand does stuff and doesn't lose to a send unless that send is protected. Okay. So they might have some intel here to counter my Mox Sapphire, but I don't think that'd be a very good play, depending on what's in their hand. They will immediately recognize that I'm playing Doomsday. Play Urza's Saga and pass. Well, maybe Chain of Vapor is not an automatic pitch here. Another Street Wraith. That is a lot of life. Alright, Probe. Oh, they had the misstep, but they didn't use it. Interesting. This does look more like a traditional Lurrus control deck, and either I was wrong, either I'm misremembering things and I was just wrong, and the Lurrus control decks always had swords, or they've come back around and are playing swords again. Let's see if they'll misstep this Ponder. I think that would be a net win. They do. Nice. Okay. That's good. I think I'll cycle the Street Wraith. Tight. Well, if I decon for Dark Ritual, I could just win on the spot, depending on what they do. I'll even have Force backup. Yeah. I mean, there's always the potential for complete disaster, you know? Like, I could exile every important thing, but I haven't seen a single Dark Ritual yet, and I play 4, so... I feel like this might work out. But this is definitely one of those lines where it's like, gee, I hope this works. Hope I don't just happen to exile all the Thassa's Oracles. But mathematically, this is like a sound line and should be fine. So I'm going to do it. Dark Ritual. Now, deconning for Lotus would be absolutely insane. 20 cards? Lotus and Ancestral got nuked. And Time Walk. Well, I guess I can brainstorm. Jesus Christ, though. Gush. Because I drew an island. Does that mean it should be part of my Doomsday pile, too? Probably. Wait, did they all get exiled, though? That would have been a funny mistake. I mean, I see 2. I'm too fucking scared. Okay, it would have been fine. Yeah, there's Gush. So, okay, let's get going here. They got 1 unknown. If it's Force, I will force back so fast. Oracle, Gush. It's really all it's gotta be. There's no Fluster Storms. Like, I can beat Mindbreak Trap. I guess what... Can I hide anything? Not really. I guess I can hide Skull and Petal. The peculiarities of my list. Or I can hide the second days. That seems fine. Oh, And that was scary, huh? Cycle Street Wraith. Float a blue. Cast Gush. Force Negation. I'll Force a Will. Cast the Lotus Petal. For no reason. I mean, I know their whole hand. Alright. Turn 2 has been our most consistent winning turn this league so far, which is cool. Now, are they going to keep those Swords to Plowshares? I think generally it is better to have Murktide Regent than Mystical Tutor and Daze on the draw. I also do not hate Thoughtseize or these 1-mana removal spells. I'm going to trim a Misty Rainforest and a Dark Ritual, and I think Chain of Vapor. I know it had some text there, but Urza Saga is a restricted card. It's not often that we're forced to care about it. Kind of a strange hand, but they are taking a mulligan. What's good about this hand? It has threats and a way to refill it. I think it's a keep, but I could definitely see why someone would mulligan it, because it's not fast. But I feel like Thoughtseize is not bad against this deck. It's not really as common in Legacy or in Vintage as it is in Legacy. I feel like you see Thoughtseize quite often in Legacy. But like for the first few months I played Vintage, I don't think I even had Thoughtseize in this deck. And no one ever Thoughtseized me either. Grief maybe, but I mean that's a little different. Bobble, Tundra. Bobble, me. I wonder what they saw. Ancestral. You know, why would they want to do that now? Okay. Did not change much here. Yeah, it's a 7-card hand. Let's have a look. They're gonna Force a Will. Just not expecting that. I mean, would they have also forced Gitaxian Probe? Seems less likely. I get hiding information though, because if I knew the coast was clear, I would play very differently than if I speculated they had Fluster, Mindbreak Trap, Consign to Memory, you know. Or if they just had no way to beat Murktide Regent. That would also be something worth pursuing. And the Wasteland is great. Mox Emerald. Time Walk is scary. What will they do? Stock up. Could hit Daze. Wait, no I couldn't. Yes I could. Well, not sad about that land. Flooded Strand. It's a lot of Street Wraiths. Cast Brainstorm. I'd like to fix this hand if I could. Ooh, Probe. That's not bad. Put back Skull. I just don't really think there will be time to resolve it and then take advantage of it either. Let's shuffle. Gitaxian Probe. Okay, they do have a bunch of stuff that, yeah, cares about Doomsday combo, but I feel like if I just... Oh, Pyroblast also beats the Murktide, but maybe they'll interact with the cantrip, who knows? No. Some good self-control. Do I want this land? Not really. I'll just bottom. Okay. I can live with it. Let's see if I can get them to Red Blast, dig through time. Well, they're at 18, so yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Time Walk Murktide is not one and done. Also, it would have to be a few hits, but If I just find some way for them to lose the Red Blast, it could be in decent shape. Like, would they Red Blast Time Walk? Probably not, right? Can they counter a Doomsday right now? I almost like don't really want to find out. Let's just stick to the plan. I guess I could ponder though. Yeah. Doomsday Fatal Push. I'm gonna shuffle. Preordain. Alright. Mana Crypt. PO. Yeah, sure. This is not good. They're back. Now they're passing. So their hand must be extremely reactive. Well, I guess we just gotta start wearing them down. Go like that. Okay. They have elected to Red Blast. Oracle. I'm gonna cast Time Walk, right? Let's cast Preordain. Spell number 1. Okay, that's not bad. Demonic Tutor might be a little slow though. And do they want a hard cast Mindbreak Trap? They very well might. Yeah, I think Demonic Tutor's too slow. But I do need that Ancestral. I feel like it's almost more likely to win with Murktide because Consign is so hard to beat. My life total's already getting low. So let's try and fire this. I don't want this Ancestral to get countered either though. This is tough. Alright, let's cast Murktide. Alright, there's the Mindbreak Trap. Almost certainly they do not have Swords to Plowshares. And I think they'll bring them in for game 3 now that we've shown them that. Which hopefully gives us a little bit of an edge. We'll love to see them lose that Crypt Flip too. Land, they still have that Consign. Luris to hand, yeah. Don't really want them getting that bobble every turn. I guess I'll cycle Street Wraith. Try and counter that. No. Not to be. And now I do feel a little softer. Because I can't win in one turn. And they're holding the bobble, which means they probably have another Mindbreak Trap. Gush, alright. Cast Time Walk. Okay. Maybe on my end step cast Ancestral. I think it will get countered. But then maybe they'll be tapped out. Or maybe they're just holding up Consign to Memory. They had to let that go too. What could I Vampiric Tutor for? A Lotus, I guess? That lets me cast Doomsday twice. It's not really the issue, though. I think Doomsday is pretty likely to resolve. I think it is the Thassa's Oracle trigger that's going to have some issues. Yeah, I think I'd almost rather have the mana. Well, I drew Lotus anyways, so that's kind of cool. If they counter the Gush, we're in trouble. Huh. Well, I guess I'll just take a bunch of Fluster Storms, I don't know. I think I have all the mana I could need, right? Got 4 mana. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, I think you just always kind of want the Lotus. 2 Flusters, a Lotus, backup Oracle. Yeah, that could just be my plan. 2 Oracles. Seems fine. I think we go Lotus on bottom. Unfortunately, just the way this is, though, like, Ancestral does have to be in the top 2, even though it will be useless after the draw step. Tricky spot. Well, not entirely, right? Go like this. I guess I can also rearrange my deck with Vampiric Tutor. But if I just get this to resolve, if I get a Fluster Storm, I'll feel a lot safer. This is the 3rd spell, so kind of a crucial moment if they Mindbreak Trap. Don't do it. Oh, jeez. Wait, wait a minute. I think I misstep. Do I pay 2 life? I could potentially survive a Luris hit. Go to 1. Still have a land drop. Yeah, I think I'll pay real mana here. They still have that consign. So I also need to be careful not to get into a jam where if they counter Lotus with consign, it's over. This also plays around Spell Pierce. And then if they Spell Pierce right now, I'm gonna let the rest of the Academy mana burn off, go to second main, and then I wouldn't have to worry about consign. Alright, they will force negation my Gush. Well, okay. Now I kind of hope I didn't put the Lotus on bottom. I don't think I did. Do I play Oracle? No, because that consign means I probably need to double Oracle next turn, because consign is good. I'll be at 1. I think that's fine. And if they consign the Lotus, I can still cast Ancestral and Oracle. Alright. Hope you don't have Pyrite Spellbomb. They're looking at Ancestral right now. They win their Crypt Flip. They drew a Lotus. Probably not the worst thing. Thundertrap Trainer with Offspring. I do want them to tap mana, but yeah, if they hit like a force effect, that would be pretty bad. They do. Damn it. Yeah, we can go to the next game, I guess. Unless they're unwilling to pitch consign. Oh, they can just hardcast it. Mox Sapphire. 4th Aerlingus. So this is like, is this the same matchup exactly? I think there's the deck diversity is a little bit better in Legacy. Alright, I guess I'll side the same way. Yeah. Take the play. Keep this really good hand. Protected Ancestral. Do this on their upkeep. Hopefully they force. If I can blow that out with Daze, that'd be pretty sweet. Okay. Because yeah, Daze might not be very good again. I could have dazed that, potentially. Now I'm probably not going to be dazing much. We'll see. 3 cards left. Christ. So I was supposed to hold up Flusterstorm. That's what I was actually supposed to do. I mean, I could have easily hit a force off that Ancestral. Sure. Another Opal. Yep. Playing around Daze so well. Mox Emerald is the take. Yeah, these constructs. It's bad news. Another Doomsday. Cast Brainstorm. I gotta fix the hand. Gitaxian Probe. Demonic Consultation. The mana's not fast enough is the problem. Put back Underground Sea and G. Treasure Cruise, I guess? Or how about Daze? Yeah. Let's not really count on that. Then I'm gonna shuffle before looking at their hand. Red Blast, Force Blue card. Damn. Bravo. And Tolarian Academy. That was some good stuff you drew. What do I even do? Can't really wait for them to tap low because of Saga, but that's really my only shot, right? Discard Treasure Cruise. Stock up. If they didn't have the Saga, I feel like we might have a shot at timing them out. I don't think that's a reality, though. think I need to try and get them tapped low on their next end step. I'll be at a really low life total, I'm sure. Demonic Tutor. I don't think that is acceptable. Yeah, shoot. Don't think it's quite there. I'm not seeing this one. They'd really just have to have a really bad spread for this to work out, I think. And possibly misplay on top of it. Well, now they can't hardcast Force of Will. So this could be the chance. This could be the time. This could be the time. Oh, they just let it go? Alright, let's take Thoughtseize and Dark Ritual. Clean up with Demonic Tutor, I guess. Yeah. Ooh, they're making a construct. So far, so good. Vexing Bauble. Well, I think I am planning to spend mana on my spells, except for Gush. That one is a problem. Maybe they'll get into a spot where they feel like they have to activate it. Merchant Scroll as well. Okay. Whatever it is they're getting, it will cost mana. The land is not bad, all things considered. Play it. Thoughtseize you. I don't even really know how this is supposed to work through Vexing Bauble. It'd have to really screw up. Hardcast Force. Alright, well, the Academy's tapped. So I could probably force through. Is there any way I can time walk? Just don't think there's enough mana. Because, yeah, I'd have to Fluster and then cast Preordain. That leaves me with nothing. I can't Lotus. That damn Vexing Bauble. Yeah, this happens. Chain of Vapors, even in my sideboard, yeah. Getting some Volcanic Island ready. Cast Dark Ritual. Cast Doomsday. If only I didn't exile Ancestral. That would have been smart. Fluster with 1 mana up. An extremely scummy thing to do would be to like fluster their fluster. Although it's more like just asking them to misplay, because they might make a mistake if their clock is low. I could also decon first to make their get 1 extra copy of Flusterstorm, but then I couldn't preordain afterwards. It would really be the end of the line. And I've already made a land drop. I've lost. I just need them to make a mistake now. I need them to activate Vexing Bauble, essentially. I need them to mispay for Fluster and then activate Vexing Bauble and look for a Force of Will, basically. Consign the Storm Trigger. Okay. Well, I guess that's a tidier way of doing it. And I'm dead on board. Tough fight. There's Time Walk. Alright, we're 1-1 now. Folks, I'm back for the next round. I mean, there's no black mana, but we have so many redraws and a force while my opponent's taking a mulligan with a non-Luris deck. I almost said Yorion, Jesus. Let's see what they're up to. Mox Ruby, probably not Bizarre Baghdad then. Vexing Bauble, do I just force that? I guess so. I want this Mox Sapphire. Be even more non-negotiable if it was a Mox Jet. Y'all knew what I was trying to say. Okay, let's see what's going on. They got 3 cards left, and they're playing green as well, so this is probably Oath of Druids, and that's not a Forbidden Orchard, so... Oko? That card's impossible to beat. We'll just probably have to combo, right? Flusterstorm, that doesn't really work. I just don't really have any good ways to combo right now. Street Wraith would have been the way to do it after casting Doomsday, but yeah, geez, what do I do? They're gonna elk my Sapphire. I could Chain of Vapor it to retain its ability to make mana, or I could attack Oko for 3, I guess. It's not like I was really doing anything with that mana, for being honest. Ugh. Do I hold out? No. It'd be so good to cast Demonic Tutor right now. Cast Preordain. They'll misstep it. Sure, whatever. Tough break. I think they might animate their mocks now. Which means I can defeat Oko if they can't beat Chain of Vapor. But now they're seeing what's going on here. They'll probably plus 2. Oko always pluses. Can bet on that. Stock up. 2 unknowns. Sure, why not? Mox Jet. I'm a little put off this game. I don't know. I might be giving up too early, but I'm just put off that game. First I was like, is this bug mid-range? Which was a deck kind of a long time ago, and then I remembered Oath totally still runs Oko because it's pretty good at giving your opponent creatures without them wanting it. So I think I'll just take Thoughtseize, Force Negation, and then similar to the other round, take out Chain of Vapor here. Maybe I'll take 1 Force on the play, and then I'm gonna lose the Mystical Tutor as well. You gotta play a little more cagey against this deck, because it does have some capacity for fair magic, as you saw there. Yeah, like this is a keep. It's possible the last hand just wasn't a keep. Start with Preordain. I think I do want the next land. I don't know about this Force Negation though. But they might play pretty weird if I go top. Sure. Just hopefully they don't get the right read. Like if they take the read like, oh, it's an offensive keep, then that's good. But if they took the read like, oh, it's a defensive keep, we might be in trouble. Cast Brainstorm. Okay. Put back Skull, Underground Sea. Cast Ponder. Take it slow, I guess. God, double force misstep, backing up this Doomsday. Well, not really double force, like one of these forces has to be used on their turn, which isn't insane. Land go. Don't really have high hopes for this succeeding, unfortunately. But I think the game does get a lot worse the longer I wait. They're gonna flash. I'll force. Pitching Preordain. They'll force back pitching Atraxa, but they forced a Doomsday, which means they probably did not have another blue card because they just let the flash go. Now I'll draw, what, Preordain? That would right, Skull. I knew that. It's like, I think there are 2 threats coming up. Let's keep jamming. Hopefully it works out. No. Alright, maybe next time. We're just wearing them down, you know? They'll start drawing their mana eventually, right? Have to keep this Ponder. Strip Mine, sure. 2 cards left. I didn't know Oath played Strip Mine. It's interesting. Yeah. DT. Get Ancestral. Pass the turn. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, they still have 2 cards in hand. They could be absolutely devastating, but hopefully not. And Gush. There's Doomsday. Alright. We'll try and red herring this. On their upkeep, I will Ancestral. If they counter that, hopefully they can't beat Doomsday Gush. Yeah, they have a response. Mindbreak Trap, you got it. 2 cards, tapped out. Can we do this? Okay. So I'll pick up. I get to make a land drop. I think I still take a Lotus. Oracle. I'll draw Flusterstorm, Street Wraith. No, that doesn't work because I need to cast the Oracle. I don't want to pass the turn. So I just have to pick up Lotus, Oracle. No, Lotus, Street Wraith. And then 2 turns from now, I can try it again with Flusterstorm. Is that even good? I mean, it's my only choice. There won't be any other cards. I might be missing something here. Maybe Thoughtseize is better. Yeah. There we go. Do I have the life for that? Down to 8. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Gosh. Okay, they are F6'd. We are in the, as they call it, clear. Wasn't sure if we were going to win that one, but they missed, luckily. And also, their hand wasn't super cracked as, yeah, they pitched the attack, so they were about to flash in to beat my force of will. So that was good. Glad that happened. They're also playing Strip Mine, but probably not Wasteland. I don't think Oath plays Wasteland. Don't think I need this basic island. I want that force negation. And you'd think like a Murktide pivot would be good, but then you just like have a creature and you have to care about Oath of Druids a lot more than you want to. So I would rather combo. Yeah, I guess that's good. Yeah, this hand's pretty darn good. I really hope I don't have to pitch my Ancestral on turn 1. I don't know what would make me want to. I think that'd be a pretty hard sell. Thoughtseize. My hand is threatening. If they take Force Negation, that's pretty scary. But Vampiric Tutor plus Street Wraith is kind of, you know, similar. Mox Sapphire, Preordain. Alright. I think I vamp for Lotus on the end step. Try and win. I might be jamming too hard. Not resolved. Doomsday? Force negation. Alright. Fair enough. 2 cards left over there. Their lands give me solid board presence as well. Should I preordain? If I miss on a blue card and they play Oath, it's pretty bad, but I do need to move this game forward. Oh god. Yeah, bottom. Okay. I should have done that before casting Doomsday, clearly. Probe, sure. Pearl, pass. What are their last 2 cards, I wonder? Oh, I got Oracle and Decon, but I just bought him 2 lands like a fool. I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith. Cast Ponder. Shuffle. Okay. It's not really the right kind of mana. For as fast as this deck can be, it is balanced in a lot of very key ways. Okay. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Force Negation. Guess I'm forcing back, right? Alright, we're in there. Let's do the classic Oracle, Ancestral, Lotus, Fluster. Plus 1 draw step, where I can't cast Oracle, so that doesn't make sense. I think I just do 2 Oracles, so no Fluster. We'll go land, Street Wraith. Yeah, hit for 1. I don't know what could be in their hand. Gaia's Blessing. It's pretty good. They did not target me. I guess they thought my Doomsday pile was redundant enough to be threatening. Well, I'll Ancestral myself. Fell Force of Will. Alright. Hit for 3. I'll try to win next turn, and then 2 turns after that. Cycle Street Wraith. Cast Lotus. Cast Oracle. Force of Will, sure. They're at 4. You know, depending on how this game turns out, this wouldn't actually be the first time I've beaten Oath with combat damage. I think they are at 0 outs though, right? You should never say that. Should never say that. They might draw Ancestral. They drew Lotus. Okay, we got there. Oh, crazy. Crazy, considering how lopsided the first game was. But that's vintage. Time for round number 4. We are on the play. Great spot to be when you're playing Doomsday. This sends it so hard that I don't think I can say no. It is a Lurrus deck, though. I don't know. Put him to the test. Fuck. Mox Jet. Yeah, they're F6'd. Put him to the test. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Ancestral. Black Lotus. Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle. Flusterstorm. Could get my whole deck, basically, and not care about swords if I bin the first card. What would that even be? Just show off. Well, I can't cast both oracles if everything goes according to plan, but maybe that's not the biggest deal. Yeah, maybe this was a bad idea. I could just lose. Yeah. Well, I do have another Doomsday if I need to do that. So sure, let's have that in the pool. No, let's have a Flusterstorm in the pool. So it would be Fluster, Lotus, Oracle, Ancestral, Oracle, Play Sewers, Surveil, Oracle. Okay. Probe, not a good sign. Not a good sign for me. Tundra, Black Lotus, Time Twister. It's kind of good actually. Although I do wish I drew Black Lotus. They hit Probe again? That's kind of funny. I mean, it makes Ancestral useless, but this could work out. I really need to draw Black Lotus though. Like that's pretty darn important. It does turn out the card that I introduced to the pool was kind of important, wasn't it? It was 50-50, wasn't it? Alright, well, I'm gonna get it one way or the other. They have full information. I'm sure they can guess the last card is Black Lotus. This needs to resolve. It doesn't resolve. What a surprise. Cool, I just beat myself. That was really silly. Oh my god. Take Thoughtseize. Time Twister. Time Twister and Aluris deck. That's not normal. Probably Bowmasters then. Take Fatal Push. And Murktide Regent. I do want the island. Yeah, that was silly. Why did I do that? I mean, they're more likely to have counter magic as it goes on. And they weren't likely to be able to pay for Flusterstorm either, so I think I made the right play with the hand. Either I was supposed to mulligan or I made the right play and got punished. Who can say? Although maybe a Force Will should have been in the pool of cards instead of Fluster. But I just, Time Twister was really not on my radar. Wasn't even thinking about Time Twister. Maybe I should have been. Alright. Try it again. This hand is not good at casting Doomsday. This is actually a weird mulligan. This is like the same situation as last round. At least I'll get to Thoughtseize this time though. Bottom, probably Oracle. Yeah. Alright, cast Lotus. Cast Thoughtseize. If they had two forces, they wouldn't care at all about this, but it seems like they don't, so they're thinking about it. I'm just as afraid of whatever you top deck, so I mean, yeah, I think it is correct to let it go and not spend two cards on it, but I'll also take this outcome. This is cool. I like it. Okay. I'm probably just going to lose again. Oh, did I just say that out loud? I put Lotus on top because I think it's most likely that it will resolve if I just play it next turn. Underground Sea. Brainstorm. It's a lot of looks. I don't like it. Unless they get Brainstorm locked with no counter magic. That would be okay. Cast Lotus. Well, I'll wait to see if they Time Twister, but yeah, I just lose now. They have to Time Twister. Damn it. Strip Mine. I feel like there's no reason for them to time... Well, now I'll lose if they Time Twister. Alright, whatever. That was rough. I don't think I played very well at all, honestly. Maybe turn 1 Doomsday is actually not that great. You'd think it would be. It usually is. I need to focus for the final round here. Welcome to the final round, everyone. This username seems familiar. Thought maybe we played against them earlier, but we did not. Maybe that was in Legacy, I can't remember. Another Luris deck. That's 4 out of 5 decks tonight were Luris. That's really funny. Not a single Dredge deck. Alright. Cast Mox Jet. Gonna ponder. Yeah, I guess I'll keep it. Mox Emerald. Mana Vault. Why not Misstep? Feels right to me. I don't know why. Island. It would be funny if they Ancestral, though. Maybe I'm not supposed to fight over Mana Vault. Maybe everything about my inclinations in the format are just kind of out of whack right now. Okay, so if they counter Ancestral, as long as it's not Force Negation, I can Treasure Cruise right after. That's pretty nasty, right? Nothing wrong with being a little nasty. Ancestral. Oh, they're F6'd. I'm scared to cast Doomsday and pass the turn again. I think I'd rather cast Treasure Cruise, honestly. That's better. We'll just set up a crazy turn. Of course, they could always win right now. Merchant Scroll for what? Ancestral? Yeah, that's pretty good. My guess. Ruby. Snapcaster Mage. Jesus Christ. Alright. Getting styled on. I mean, it wouldn't be any better if I'd resolved Doomsday, let's be honest. Might even be worse. It'd be a lot more locked into a certain line. Ugh, well, I wish they would time walk. Oh my god. Yeah, just straight up lose. I thought my turn was good when I resolved Ancestral and then Treasure Cruise. But I guess my problem was I didn't hit Force of Will. Oh my god, no. Fuck this. Screw this shit. Alright. Well, that was pretty weak. Keep, I think? I don't even know anymore. Opponent's keeping 7. They don't seem F6'd. Cast Ancestral. Let's ponder. I think I do want all of these cards. Ideally, I don't have to use the Petal to Fluster this turn, but we'll see. I think I'll just daze that. Bobble. Looking at Demonic Tutor right now. Jet. Mana Crypt. Pass. Cool. 3 cards left. 4 cards after the bobble. I knew that seemed a little too good to be true. So Dark Ritual's next. I think I do cast DT here. Grab Doomsday. I lose that Dark Ritual, but it's gonna have to be okay. And they won the Crypt Flip. On top of everything else. Stock up. I still didn't have to fluster. Kind of crazy. Time walk. If I had 1 more mana. Okay. Yeah, let's just see how good Explore is here. Oracle. I think that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a way to like start moving through that Doomsday pile. Because I have tons of mana. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have the decon if I'd taken Oracle, so everybody chill. Yeah, this just doesn't really work. It's like pretty much I drew dead. I drew a dead card pretty much, unless I want to try and get like a Ponder, I guess, but that's super really risky. Well, it's not that risky, honestly, because Ancestral and Thassa's Oracle are both protected in my graveyard. So it's really not that risky. They might even try to interact with this. They do not. What's the point of getting Ponder, though? Should get Gush. Yeah. Even though it's a 1-of. This could be pretty funny. But I got it. Don't even trip. When you win right now. It resolved? They say risky consult. I don't know. The Oracle's in the graveyard. Or are you saying if like the Gush was in my top 8? Well, I was gonna convert my entire hand to make sure the Doomsday resolved, so everything I need to win is in my graveyard. I'll say, haha, a little. Yeah, we'll just Ancestral Gush, get the whole thing in here. Take another Flusterstorm. Haven't played a land yet. So maybe just double Oracle. Oh, I need the Lotus. Gosh. Mindbreak Trap. Do I force first or fluster? I think I will force first. They have mana open, so it's pretty bad either way. Uh-oh. Fluster that. Same targets. Let's see if they had even more stuff. Looks like we're in there. But this doesn't make sense. I didn't put enough mana in there. Yeah, I figured to just devote my whole hand to the Doomsday resolving. If Gush was in my top 8, top 6. And then can see either way. If it failed, that is. I think I'll set out Chain of Vapor. No, it's kind of risky. How about Mystical Tutor? Bring in... I don't know, none of this is very appealing. How about Steel Sabotage? Paid so much for them. Might as well get some use out of it. Consoled is awesome. I love Magic. You know what? You're right. I was kind of bent out of shape after the last round. What's there to be upset about? Opponent keeping 7. Let's do this. Day's already looking not great. Flusterstorm. Okay. Gonna play around Mindbreak Trap a little bit here and expose the Lotus. Land. Activate. Thunder Trap. Yeah, I guess there's not much to be done about that. Pyroblast. Pretty good. I'll untap. Preordain. Could be kind of risky. Let's just hold. Yeah, I'll keep that on top, I guess. I could snatch it up with Street Wraith and cast it too. I'll take the 1. They'll activate Delta. Stock up. I'll daze. And then I guess I'll cast Ancestral with the mana. I got a misstep. I could fight over this, but no. Alright, cast Preordain. There's Doomsday. And Force of Will? Ugh. I think Fluster's a little more helpful, but shit. I really want them both. But yeah, I can't have both. I think between Fluster and Steel Sabotage, it's gonna have to be good enough. Okay, so here we go. Doomsday. I know they got Pyroblast. Let's Fluster. Same targets. They've got Red Blast and 1 unknown. I've got pretty good toolbox already to start. They will Red Blast my Ancestral, so should I just like, what's the move here? Have to pass the turn, huh? Thoughtseize. I can't really tap them out of red. Just, I don't know. I don't have that much time. It's the problem. This Ponder might help. I think I do need the Lotus. and then take a Fluster, Oracle, and I guess Gush, if I'm passing the turn anyways. So I'm going to 8. I guess I have a little more time than I realized. I don't know. This is a bad pile. If I get wastelanded, I need the Lotus to resolve. So I think the move is to take 2 draw steps and then Thoughtseize, Gush into Lotus Oracle. But then how do I get the Fluster Storm? You can't. Well, I guess I would ponder and pick it up. Alright, it's a plan. Can't say it's not a plan. Ugh. And I guess I could Gush it any moment they don't, or they tap out a red. Kinda plays around Mindbreak Trap. They'll pass. Could also ponder now. Then I wouldn't be holding up Chain and Steel Sabotage. I think that's fine. Okay, they let it go. Well, what else can you do, you know? Pass it back. Mox Pearl. This is it. This is the turn. I guess I'll Steel Sabotage the Mox Ruby, just in case they have 2 Red Blasts or something weird. I mean, I don't think... If they have 2 Red Blasts, that's bad anyways. Alright, Thoughtseize you, I guess. They have Consign, Force, Red Blast. Gee. What do I do? Oh, I know. Take the Red Blast. Cast Lotus. Float a blue and Gush. And they'll probably force this. They don't. Okay, now I have Fluster. So I think I'm good. But I could also even let it go. Then Chain of Vapor and cast it again, depending on how they tap. Okay, Consign. I mean, I could just like give them the satisfaction of the read. Yeah, this is cleaner. One there. Same targets. Another one there. Alright. Alright, there goes the final one. Alright, we got there. Oh, pulled out a 3-2. Pretty nice. I got pretty, I think I hit a little bit of a wall in round 4, which I guess happens. I don't often do leagues all in one night, but I had to this time since the league is ending so soon. And I'm busy tomorrow morning, so had to do it right now. And yeah, some pretty interesting games. I think match 2 was the most interesting, even though it was not a success ultimately. I don't think that takes away from how deep it got. And yeah, I guess Jeskai Paradoxical Outcome Luris is pretty popular right now, which makes sense. It's a very powerful deck. And then we saw little else other than that. We saw Oath of Druids, which I love. It's a great deck. May it always be around, but I was hoping to showcase Doomsday versus Dredge or Shops, because those are also really fun matchups. Maybe next time. Hopefully I'll get to record with Vintage Doomsday again soon, because I do love doing this. It's always a good time. Cool. That's about it. I guess Vintage hasn't changed that much. I felt pretty at home in the format. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the Patreon, like, comment, subscribe. It all helps a bunch. Thank you to the anonymous donor to let me do this video. It was really fun to do some Doomsday and Vintage. Alright, I'll see you next time. Be well.